Hey guys, it's Young Wealth. Today, we got to talk about LCX, and I know you clicked this video because you're asking yourself, how can LCX be bigger than Coinbase? Now, do not worry because I'm going to break down with numbers and statistics, all of that in today's video. Before we do that, let's just take a look at the price chart. As you can see, we're at 17 cents, and when I zoom out to the year, I just see a coin that can turn bullish at any given moment. We don't know when it could turn bullish, but tomorrow I could look at my portfolio and it's up 100%. That's just the type of place LCX is at, because when you look at the market cap over here, it's still tiny. We are 135 million. Okay, if Coinbase had a coin, it would be at the tens of billions. So just put that to perspective. Now, why do I say it'll be bigger than Coinbase? And it's the only coin that could compete with Coinbase, because let's just be honest, it's the only coin that's really damn near regulated in an entire continent, because we know that they are tied in with MICA, which refers to the EEA, which is the European Economic Area, right? And if you're with the EEA, you're pretty much rubbing shoulders with the EU. So let's just read this right. Now, if you don't know what MICA is, it's pretty much like, look at it kind of like the SEC, okay? They give out licenses, they make sure they regulate crypto assets. So MICA 450 million refers to the number of people who could potentially be served by companies that have a markets in crypto assets license. MICA is a European Union EU regulation that allows licensed companies to operate across the European Economic Area. The EEA includes the 27 EU countries plus Iceland, Liechtenstein, and Norway. Okay, now knowing that, we have the regulation license approval already. This actually took place on the February 1st of 2025, so around 9 days ago. Okay, so it says Liechtenstein is set to adopt the markets in crypto asset regulation, with the law coming into force on February the 1st. This adoption marks a significant step in aligning Liechtenstein regulatory framework with the European Union efforts to harmonize crypto asset regulations across member states. Now, pay attention to the 450 million population number, right? Because with 10% of that, with 10% of people in the EEA actually adopting LCX as an exchange only, that's 45 million people. Now, Coinbase users worldwide is 43 million verified users. Okay, let me say it one more time. Coinbase users worldwide is 43 million users. And the difference is Coinbase is just pretty much only an exchange. LCX does a multitude of things. Not only is it an exchange, but it's a real world asset that can be used to tokenize assets, whether that's a precious metal, diamond, shoes, clothes, real estate, businesses. It can tokenize anything. So that is a thesis on why it can be bigger than Coinbase, because Coinbase only really has regulation and free reign in USA. But the thing about it is, I was watching the video of Monty getting interviewed, and he says that they are trying to expand into North America. So just knowing we already have a license and access to 33 European countries, and he's still expanding, and he wants to turn his attention towards expansion in the United States of America, it just shows that, in my humble opinion, LCX has a lot more to it than a Coinbase. It has a lot more interest in, what's the word I'm looking for? Intricacy than Coinbase. But it's the baby stages, because Coinbase is the OG. Okay, Coinbase, when was Coinbase launched? We could actually check that now. Launch date. Coinbase launch date. Okay, it was launched in 2012. LCX was launched in 2019. So Coinbase have 7 years of progression on LCX. But we know how landscapes change all the time, and nothing is on top all the time. So me just knowing that LCX has more utility and more ability than a Coinbase to do things other than just be a crypto exchange, I see no reason why it won't compete with Coinbase, and it won't out-compete. So what does that mean for me and you? What does that mean for me and you? Well, let's just say they did adopt LCS and people in the EU, because of course they're regulated, so the most promoted and marketed exchange will be eventually in the EEA. It will be LCS, because that's what the government will be complied with. I mean, that's what will be most compliant with the government. So they won't push a Binance, they won't push even a Coinbase as much as they'll push an LCS, because that is theirs. They have partnered and they with the MICA, so the MICA is pro LCX. So with 43 million people, which is 10% of the population of EEA, right? If everyone just held $25 at LCX, well, that already puts us at $1 billion market cap, which, if we do the math, is around $1 already, over $1, probably like $1.20. So that's why I tell people the long-term game is very beautiful for LCX. The way it lines up, it's not at tens of billions where it's too late for you to get in. It's at 136 million, and it could go lower. So just always look out for opportunity to have great entries, because long-term investors, they make their bag on the way down. They make the majority of their money on the red days. That's the honest fact. They don't buy, and they make their money on the tops. They make their money when everyone is scared to invest. So with LCX, you can believe it or not, this is just my opinion, but I don't see a reason why it won't outcompete Coinbase, because Coinbase is only really good in America. LCX has the ability to be mobile. It could expand to Asia, it could expand to South America, expand to Africa, expand to North America, and eventually just be one of the biggest exchanges, like a top 3 exchange. They can laugh right now and say, you're delusional, young wealth. This is not true. You're delusional. You think this is going to happen? It's impossible. But I've seen crazier things, and I always bring up this example. As I always say, just look at the max. This was very boring price action for like damn near 10 years straight. It only started to take off after 10 years of development. Now, am I saying LCS will take 10 years? No. I'm saying if it consolidates for another year, I'm not looking at it like LCX is failing. I'm looking at it like this is an opportunity for me to buy some great assets. An asset that I know is already partnered up with, it has access to 33 countries. So the rate for failure, or the window for them to fail, is very low in my opinion, at least for the foreseeable future. Now, when crypto starts to die off in 100 years, maybe, but for the next 20, 50 years, if anything's going to stay and stand the test of time, it's going to be LCX, because we know EU are very strict on regulation, but that's just a good thing nowadays. I realized we will complain about regulation, but people that were doing these decentralized meme coins and buying all of this decentralized stuff, majority of them have lost money on that. So regulation would have actually saved them, so the assets they have cannot be rugged. A lot of people, they were against regulation, but the regulation would have saved a lot of people from getting burned. So the fact that LCX knows for crypto to be an industry that's taken seriously, we need regulation. They're already ahead of their time. So the fact they're doing this so quickly and they're making moves since 2017, the amount of moves they've made behind the scenes is amazing, and we are still early. So the next 5 years is very interesting, very exciting times. I'm gonna keep buying LCX and I won't stop. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this real video about LCX. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll be back with more content real soon. Peace.